What's going on, everybody? So today we are, if you recognize the big lump of hunk behind me, we're on another VNA turret truck, and this one goes slow when you raise the forks, and it doesn't actually raise the forks the whole way. Check this out. Alright, so using just the mini mast, see, it stops right there. That's going real slow. It's supposed to go all the way up, and now you can see it's coming down slow. Well, that's not right, and I'll show you, try to show you why here in a second. If the error will clear. Okay, there we go. So, sorry, on the dash you have your height indicator. So now I'm going to take the main, actually, grab those. I'm going to do the main carriage, which is me, everything and the lift, and go up, and then watch that. As you can see, that now thinks we're at about 3-ish feet, and we probably are. So that updates. But if you watch this, when I do just that, no update. So the truck has no idea where the forks are. Causes an error because it commanded the forks to go up and the encoder isn't doing anything. So I already know why, because I messed with this yesterday. But I'll show you what's up here in a minute. Hold on. Alright. So this little guy, and I'll do like a back view. This sits at the bottom of the mini mast carriage that you've seen. This little tape is just like a timing belt. Got little teeth on it, and the encoder in there has teeth, so it can kind of count what's going on. Check this out. One of the, what I'm going to call a design flaw with this system, of so many that there are with this truck, the encoder mounts like axial, like it just goes in and there's a big thing that just holds it in place. So what happens, like, see how that's just a round, can you see that? You got that spinny bit, so this whole thing can spin if it's not tightened correctly. And if you see, that's the encoder. See that? Let's see if I can get you in. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, you can already see it. So that's what made me think that that sensor came loose and just started spinning until it just ripped the wiring out. So let's give you the view. So that's where that is, down there, and this is on the back of this big guy that you've seen before. Problem, which makes this also much more interesting, is that this wire harness goes through here, goes along here, then comes up in here, all the way through here, goes through a little thing there, and then kind of comes over here, and these two screws are the back of the controller. So that's fun. We don't have the part here yet, but I'm going to go ahead and just pull the old one out because I was here working on two other trucks. One I had to reprogram, so you really can't show anything on that with software. And the other one, oh no, I had to reprogram both of them because they were, one of them, when you move this side to side, like that shaft thing would do, it would slam the edges, which could cause a broken shaft. So I tightened up the calibration on that. And then the other one, the wire guidance wasn't working after I installed a new steer controller. So I reprogrammed that like 3 times before it finally worked. Alright, so I'm going to drop this down. We're going to pull the cover off the top, and I'm going to try to remember exactly how this comes out. I seem to remember having to take the plug off of the controller side and thread it through a pipe that's in here. So we'll find out. Hold on a sec. Well, first let me straighten the camera. That's about as good as it's going to get. Hold on. Alright. I think that'll be a pretty good angle to see what's in here. Even though we've all popped into this at least one other time before. Just gotta remember where that tube is. Yeah, I worked on 2 other trucks today, and it's not quite time to go home. And I don't feel like going to Amazon, so unless something happens at Amazon, I'm gonna get this started and go from there. The other possible problem that could pop up on this is when those wires twisted together, it's entirely possible that it shorted out positive and negative. Everything on the truck works besides that, so I'm hoping protection in the controller kicked in and it didn't burn anything out. Okay, so there it is. Should be the one. Yeah, because this wire here is the one. I don't know if you guys ever. No, I don't think I ever recorded having to thread that one hose through here. But as far as I know, if I'm remembering this right, this guy right here should be what we're looking for. Let's see. This might be too big to twist off. Let's see. Yeah, I'm probably going to break the Allen gate on that one. Nope. Let's put that anywhere. Alright. Got this guy here. Oh, yep. You do have to unpin it because, I don't know if you can see that. This connects there. And I'm not going to unplug it, so the truck's turned on, but into this here. So why don't we go ahead and turn the truck off. I'll put you back in a good spot in a second. Okay. Now let's see. Let me look down in here, see if I can see that tube thing. Because this takes a really, really weird path. I had to do one a while ago. This chain's kind of in the way of seeing. I don't actually see where it goes in there. Oh no, there's the tube. I can see the end of the tube right there. Alright, now the end of the tube. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. Let's see. Let's leave that there. Sorry, I know it's shaky. I'm doing my best here. Can you focus? It doesn't really want to focus, but trust me, there's a steel tube there. Okay, so in that case, let's we'll take this up to the top and look from the underneath. There's probably, I imagine there's at least one thing holding that cable in place. So hold on a minute. All right. I don't know that you're going to be able to see much, but I'll aim you up there. There this cable goes. Truck is still on, but I'm going to, since I can see copper twisted firmly together, I'm going to assume that this controller, whatever was going to happen, has already happened. So there is something. Oh, there's another tube here. And that goes over to here. Alright, can you see that tube? Let me give you a tube view here. Hold on, I'm going to have to pause it again. Alright, let's see what we can do here. So there's the cable, and you can see the tube it's going in. There's another tube. And there's the main tube it goes up. Just tubes everywhere. So let's see what we can do here. Let me put you back in the camera thing. Okay. I'll go ahead and turn it off just in case. It's annoying having to turn these on and off because there's a bit of a procedure to get it started. Well, not really procedure. You just got to make sure everything's freaking perfect, and then you got to wait for it to boot up. You got to scan in. So when I get the new one, I'm gonna have to thread all the wires obviously backwards from how these are. I'm just gonna shove this up the tube just in case that other wire isn't this, because there are two tubed wires in this truck. So that's stuffed up there pretty good. I'll go ahead and leave this on while I lower it. Well, get it back on and all that. That beat. Take out all the way down. Okay, so it looks like I was actually incorrect on the wire. I do believe the tube comes up this side. So, is this? Yeah. All right. Sorry I'm moving around so much. I know it can be a little frustrating. Let me check this side for tubage. Chain gets in the way of everything. Where does it go? Came up this side on the tube. Oh, there it is. Okay, so where's the tube entrance? So it's this wire here. I can't tell for sure if there's a tube entrance there or not. Well, you know what that means, folks. That means, well, I'm going to have to wait to finish this to get the new wire, since all I got to do is pull this up anyway. And this may have already been replaced once. Okay. So this, just thread it in. I don't remember replacing this before, but I suppose it may have happened. And this has its own plug. Or wait. Yeah. Okay, I can actually just go ahead and unplug it since it is its own plug. So there's that. I'm guessing the last person to have to do this just had to splice all the wires in. But I'm going to leave that as it is so I have something to pull it through, since I can't see the entrance to that tube and it's underneath this valve anyway, and I don't want to have to undo all these hoses and steel lines to move that. We're just going to leave this here. I'll tape it up, thread the new wire, pull it down through. Or I'm sorry. Take the plug off the new one, fish it up through, and then repin, and then put all the pins back, and then we can plug it in. So I guess that's all we can do for today on this one. I thought, whoa, stepping on the frickin' thing. Thought we'd be able to see both entrances to the tube, but I guess not. Alright, well, guess we'll call that part one. I'll probably upload this. See, today's Friday, so I'll probably upload it like on Monday. Yeah, for the members, and then all the rest you'll see in a couple weeks. And when the new part shows up, obviously I'll finish the film the finishing of this. So anyway, have a good one. I'll see you on part 2, or I'll see you tomorrow night, or I'll see you on stream, or whatever. Have a good one. Be groovy to each other, and have a good day. Peace.